Rosabels here, and before we get to the holidays, we're going to have Fantasy in the Mirage, our 19th story collection event. Starting with some quick info, you need to clear at least episode 110 in order to access the event. The event will run for only 1 week, starting on December 11, 2025. Starting with new operators, we will have 2 new playable characters which will be available in the Rolling Thunder banner, which, unlike the event, will run for 2 weeks. The 5-star of the event is Record Keeper. He's a medic, our standard healing unit. For his talent, whenever an ally in his attack range activates a skill, they gain 1 SP and have increased attack speed for a period of time. For his first skill, it's an auto skill where his next heal heals HP up to 155% of Record Keeper's attack and can heal 1 extra ally. At skill rank 7 onwards, this skill can hold up to 3 charges. For his second skill, he gains up to 80% more attack and he buffs a target ally for 10 seconds, which will restore up to 150 HP whenever the target takes damage. Not so exciting, but what is more exciting is the 6-star of the banner, Lazy the Thunderbringer or Lazy Alter. She has evolved from a Chaincaster to a Liberator Guard, which is a class of guard that does not attack unless their skills are activated, but while they aren't attacking, they gain more attack, up to 200%. The same class as Molnar. For her first talent, each tile in her attack range has a 10% chance to be struck by lightning every second. This lightning deals 100% of her attack as arts damage to the enemies in range. This includes aerial enemies. Also, while not attacking, she will be in take-off status, which is her levitating animation. This means she can't be targeted by ground enemies and can block aerial enemies if she's given block. When her skill is active, she gains additional attack. As for her second talent, whenever she activates her skill, all tiles in her attack range will be struck with lightning, dealing 100% of her attack as arts damage, and it inflicts frighten to the enemies for up to 3 seconds. Again, the lightning can hit aerial units. For her first skill, her attack range expands to her front and sides and she she attacks all ground enemies in that range, dealing up to 355% attack as physical damage. This skill can hold up to 3 charges, and the Liberator trait effect will not reset until all charges have been used up. Her second skill extends her attack range to up to 3 tiles away in like a diamond shape, and the attacks deal up to 150% attack as physical damage to up to 4 enemies, including aerial enemies. Don't forget her talents are still active, and each lightning strike during the skill will further increase her attack by 10%. This can stack up to 25 times. Finally, for her third skill, her attack range expands, she gets an increased attack interval, and she deals up to 300% of her attack as arts damage, and each attack would generate currents from the target in 4 directions. When a current hits her or a high ground tile, they rebound, and all enemies in contact with a current takes arts damage up to 70% of Lazy's attack every 0.6 seconds, and they have a 15% chance to be inflicted with Frighten for 3 seconds at M3. Note that Lazy's attacks while the skill is active have a splash radius of 1.65 and can target aerial enemies, and currents generated by the skill have a duration of 3.1 seconds, a speed of 1, can only hit ground enemies, and disappears when Lazy leaves the field. These 2 units will be receiving plus 50% trust during the event. Also keep in mind that like all story collection banners, the Roaring Thunder will have no rerun, though all the new units are standard, so if you choose to skip on this banner, you may still get these units in the future. As for stage mechanics, like all story collection events, there will be no new mechanics, but all the stages are going to be throwbacks to past events. In this case, it's going to be a throwback to the past Sui events, namely Who is Real or the Dusk event that utilizes the black and white paint, where Vernal Winds Will Never Blow or the Chong event where the enemies can go onto ranged tiles, and Hear a People Sows or the Shu event with the polluted water. I suggest going back to those events if you've forgotten how they work, especially Who is Real, because the boss featured in this event is going to be free. And as with all story collection events, there will be 2 stages with pre-selected teams in order to show off Lazy Altar's use in battle. As for the rewards, clearing all the stages and challenge modes will give a total of 18 OP. The farmable items, though I use the term very loosely, will be RMA 7012s and transmuted salts, though these are rare drops. However, the event currency, or sweeties, translation pending, will be farmable in any main story or resource stage. So use this time to farm whatever material or resource you might need. With this currency, you can buy things in the event shop, which includes a new skin for Bison, some resources and materials, the unlimited manganese ore and Loxic calls, and information fragments. Note for new players, story collection events are the best events to get information fragments, so if you want to unlock the previous story collections, you're going to have to farm to buy them here, and I highly suggest so instead of using other certs. As for other updates, on December 18, 2025, we'll be having the release of Integrated Strategy 6, Sui's Garden of Grotesqueries. As usual, we'll have a bunch of rewards lined up per month with this new roguelike. I won't be spoiling any new mechanics, however, I will talk about a few changes that will be made. First, the initial recruited operators will be automatically assigned to the squad, so we don't have to do that at the start. This will be retroactively added to the previous ISs. Second, and this is the big one, recruitment vouchers can now be kept and used later in the run. Huzzah! That will make life so much easier. And of course, with the introduction of IS6, we're going to have our newest welfare operator, Mama Raidian! We met her once in Stronghold Protocol and the demand was so great she had to become an operator immediately. In Stronghold, she was a Desel binder, but she comes to us in IS6 as a summoner supporter, and she can use summons in battle. Her first talent is a general summoner talent where she can summon up to 5 units with a maximum of 3 summons on the field at the given time. For her second talent, her summons gain inspiration equal to up to 15% of her HP, attack, and defense. Her first skill summons a line of tiny jellyfish who can be deployed on melee tiles. When her skill is active, she and her summons get up to plus 80% of defense and the barrier equal to up to 100% of their max HP until the skill ends. At the end of the skill, Radian gets an extra summon. Note that if you summon another summon during the skill, they will still get the buff. Her second skill summons a bunch of fishes with guns which can be deployed on melee tiles, and they continuously attack in a straight line regardless if there are enemies or not. When her skill is active, she and the fishes get up to plus 80% attack and the summons will fire up to 2 additional bullets with the range expanding to up to 2 more tiles. And Radian gets another summon by the end of the skill. Her third skill summons straight up UFOs and they can be deployed on ranged tiles. If there are no enemies in range, they can attack in tandem with other summons that have enemies in their range. When you activate the skill, Radiant and her summons get up to plus 150% attack, and attacks inflict slow and up to 35% arts fragility for 2 seconds. And she gets another summon. She'll also have 2 specialized modules available for her which will only be active in IS6. Her Alpha module will give her a new trait that she can hold an additional 5 summons, and the summoned units have a 25% chance to be recovered when retreated or defeated. At level 3, it adds to her first talent that the summons have 50% faster redeployment time, and Radiant restores 2 SP whenever her summoned units are retreated or defeated. She will also have a beta module which will let her attack an additional enemy in IS6, and at level 3, it will add to her first talent that Radiant can recycle the summons in the 4 adjacent tiles to her, instantly recovering 25% of her max HP and causing her attacks to deal an extra instance of arts damage equal to 30% attack. This can stack up to 4 times. Now, the interesting about Radian is that IS6 will introduce a new way of leveling her up. Basically, we cannot level up Radian the traditional way, and instead her levels, skills, masteries, module upgrades, and other progressions are tied to IS6 missions. To gain experience and level up, each point in the ending score after a run will be converted to 27 experience. This can also come from weekly missions with a cap. Experience will no longer be gained if Radian has reached the cap for her promotional level. To get her to E1, you must reach E0 level 50, and then you must reach the 3rd floor of IS6 at least once. To get her to E2, she must reach E1 level 80 and finish any ending of IS6 in difficulty 2 or above. For her skills, she will reach skill rank 4 if you reach the 5th floor of IS6. She will reach skill rank 7 once you get her to E1 and you enter an encounter node at least 5 times. This does not have to be done in a single run. And for the masteries, oh boy. For M1, you need to finish any ending on difficulty 4 with a total of 3 different squads to get mastery on all 3 skills. For M2, you need to finish specifically the second ending in difficulty 5, again with a total of 3 different squads to get the mastery on all 3 skills. And for M3, you need to finish any ending on difficulty 7 with Radian recruited using 3 specific squads. We have similar instances with the modules, and her alpha module requiring getting the 3rd ending in difficulty 8, 9, and 10, and her beta module requiring that you get the 4th ending in difficulty 2, 3, and 4. And that's not including the other proficiencies and progressions, which are extra traits that she'll get during IS, but you get the vibe. I'm not going to talk about all of it, but Radian lovers, we're going to have our work cut out for us. Taking a step back to our story collection event to the operator updates, operator records and their paradox simulations will be added for Ray, Record Keeper, Saga, and Tin Man. Upon release, Lazy Alter will automatically have her class module available. At level 1, she immediately charges 100% of attack on deployment, and at level 3, it will improve her first talent by increasing the attack she gains when she activates her skill. A few operators will also get their second module. Gavial the Invincible will be getting her Y module, which has the cutest Widow Gavial push. Look at it, though! At level 1, it will improve her traits, such that she will take 20% less physical damage when she's at more than 50% HP. At level 3, it improves her second talent, such that she will receive 30% more healing, 60% more healing if she's at less than half health, and the enemy she's blocking will receive 10% physical fragility. Precious Baby Girl Golden Glow will be getting her Y module, which at level 1 will increase the damage cap when the drones attack the same enemy repeatedly to 120%. At level 3, it will improve her second talent and increase the res ignore on her and her drones attacks to 20. And Tifon will be getting her Y module, which will give her a new trait that she deals more damage the further the enemy is from her. At level 3, it improves her second talent such that when damaging an enemy for the first 2 times while the skill is active, her attack increases to 220% and it slows the target for 3 seconds. Going to store updates, in the yellow and blue certificate shop, the afternoon tea time skin of Acid Drop will be available for purchase in case you missed it during the old CC or the Act or Die event. As for skins, we will have 4 new skins available for purchase with this event. This includes a live 2D skin for Lynn, featuring her summer outfit that we have been waiting for, and skins for Korra, Pojomka, and the Abyssal Daddy himself. And there will be a bunch of skins that will rerun, which will include a live 2D skin for Reed Alter, and skins for Stainless, Astogene, Beeswax, Proviso, Totter, Saylock, and Tifon. For those with spendable money, as usual, the guard chip packs will be available for purchase, and what other bundle HG might give us. And that's it for this update. I'll be streaming the event open and pulling for Lazy Alter and trying her out. I'll probably stream IS6 on the weekend after it comes out. Maybe. We'll see how tired I am as the holidays approach. Subscribe and turn on notifications to know when I go on stream. Anyway, that is it for now. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!